So my name is Juliet and I am a mediator living in London. I do all sorts of mediation, but I run a business in family law mediation. So I've done two fabulous courses. I did my ACC and then my PCC. I did think, because after my ACC, it was such a lovely group and quite a number of people went on and did the PCC straight after. And I did have FOMO. I was like, oh, but of course I kept in touch with some people, so I did hear about it, and I know that they all really enjoyed that and whatever. And I thought to myself, it's not going to be the same. Just get over it. There'll be a few nice people, but it won't be the same as the first group. And actually, it was a really lovely group, and I connected with lots of people again, and I'm still in touch with some of those people also. So I think people are coming to this at a time when they are ready for self-reflection and for learning, and it makes it a really safe, respectful, lovely space where people are really supportive. And there wasn't a single person that I was ever paired with that I felt uncomfortable with or felt, it was just a really interesting group. People from, doing all sorts of different things, business backgrounds, people like me who are from slightly different, more diverse sort of areas. And yeah, it was really, really lovely. Actually, one thing I would like to say is the feedback that we received from our tutors and from our peers was fabulous. So one of the things that you do very well is you teach people how to do feedback from the get-go in both courses. You don't assume that people who are doing the PCC have done the ACC, and there's always support for this is how we do feedback. This is the model. And that is fabulous. I've kept all the notes of feedback I've received from those sessions, and sometimes I look at it because it's really good. Really high quality feedback. I've sometimes felt sorry for the tutors because the group would give such good feedback. I'd be like, they've got nothing left to say. Although they always did come up with amazing gems of wisdom. So yeah, I think that's something you do very well. I think the process of accompanying someone in their own journey and being their partner is a theme that has been present in my life, but I haven't always known quite how to do that. It's not always easy to do mediation because you're accompanying two people, and sometimes, we're not directional per se, but sometimes there are things that have to happen. There's process, so it's not, I can use the coaching piece in that first meeting and when I'm with people individually and sometimes together, but it doesn't fit quite in the same way. So this idea of really providing the space and being a journeyer together with my coachee was really revelatory. And I suppose in some ways that's one of the things I love most, and also one of the things I think I find challenging, because I think people come to coaching, they're not always clear what they want. Sometimes they kind of want a mentor. They want someone to tell them what to do, and actually having to explain to them that this is what we offer and allow them to see the value of it is quite a leap of faith, really, for me to hold my nerve and think this is enough. Because I think that's a question, is that enough that I'm doing that? And the answer is, I know it is, but I'm not always able to maintain knowing and holding my nerve. But actually, I think that's one of the things that I started to develop more on the PCC. What I can say is I've done tons of CPD, and I've trained as a mediator, and I've done all sorts of other things. What I really liked is it is incredibly interactive. All of the tutors are incredibly accessible. There is tons of offering of mental coaching. I expect other organisations to do that too, but there's much more than you need. So if you're not feeling confident, you can turn up and you could do extra. and that's all within the offering. I found the balance between push and pull really good, feeding information versus extracting from us and getting us to think. I really liked working with my peers. The online platform, I did wonder how that would be initially, but I actually found it was really convenient when you're busy and you're trying to fit in this training. Actually doing online was fabulous. I feel like I got to know everyone really well despite being online. If I'd had to do it in person, I don't think I would have done it actually, because I don't think I had enough space at either time that I did the training, so that would have been a barrier. And I loved the fact that training with you, there's people all over the world. Although you could say, well, if you train in London, then you've got all these coach friends who are local to you, but actually that global aspect has been amazing. I've got friends in Singapore and Australia and living between Bangladesh and America and God knows where else. So that diversity of people and jobs and countries, I think really added something. That was great.